Hey, this is Pat, and today we are checking out the all-new Street and Steel Lompoc Riding Jeans. Now, the Lompoc Riding Jeans are, in my opinion, one of the more low-profile options within Street and Steel's line. So if you're looking for a riding jean that has CE AA when it comes to abrasion in the fabric, and you're looking for something with some armor built into it that is CE level 2, the Lompocs might be one to consider with a nice straight cut all the way down to the boots. Honestly, this reminds me of a lot of Levi jeans out there, especially with this blue wash. But before I get too long-winded in talking about the features and the main constructions, everything like that, let's talk about the fit. I have Norman to my left. He's 6'3", 220 pounds, and he usually wears a US jean size in around a 34, and the 34s in the Lompocs are fitting him spot on. So if you know your US jean size, go ahead and grab that one. It's likely going to be the best bet for you when compared to the sizing chart. Looking at the overall cut, like I mentioned before, it is a blue wash. That's going to be the only color. It comes in sizes ranging from 28 to 42. Talking about the main construction though, this is a stretched denim cotton main construction. You got about 1% elastane built into it, which is still a decent amount. Again, it moves a lot, but one key part I want to talk about is underneath of the key areas. So you're looking at the knees, the hips, as well as the seat. You're getting an aramid reinforcement panel underneath there. It's 180 GSM or grams per square meter of aramid underneath there, so it gives you that abrasion resistance. And again, pairing that with the exterior is going to be a CE AA rated fabric when you look at the main construction. There's also a really cool slip liner inside of it that is elastic. It's actually more elastic than the exterior, but it's a really comfortable moisture wicking liner that's going to help keep those heavy duty materials away from your skin and cool you off on those hotter riding days in the summer. So I really dig what Street and Steel is doing with the Lompocs and a lot of their line across there. They have cargo pants, they have the Del Mars if you're looking for something with accordion inside of it, so just keep that in mind. Starting up at the top and working our way down, we'll talk about all the features here. It's a traditional button and zipper main entry. The one thing I want to call out is it is a YKK auto locking zipper, so it's not going to move down on you in the riding position. I do like that. It locks in the upright position there. You have reinforced belt loops throughout and a traditional 5-pocket design. I've called this out with the other ones as well. I like that they're using flat head rivets instead of normal rivets that stick out. They can scratch your tank. If you're going to use rivets at all, I love to see when they are smashed down and actually flat so it doesn't scratch the tank while riding. Looking at the front of these are going to be the ones in their line that don't stand out as riding pants. There's no extra seams. There's nothing like that that really makes it jump out as a set of riding pants. But you do have the pocket for the hip armor, and down at the knee, you're actually getting CE level 2 axial armor built into the knee. It does have 3 pockets so you can adjust it, as well as a side entry. I'll show you in just a couple minutes when we have him turn to the side, so you can remove it, or you can adjust it depending on where you want. And keep in mind, wherever your kneecap is, you typically want it to be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches below your kneecap at the top, just because once you hit the riding position, as all pants do, it'll hike up into the proper spot while you're riding. So you get that included at the knee, that axial armor. And then again, just nice clean look. One thing I will actually do at the base here is roll it, because there is going to be some reflective I'll talk about in just a second. Norman, go ahead and hit the side for me. From the side profile, a little bit of a higher waist at the top, and you do have some double stitching down the side, and a nice clean overall look on the side with that hidden zipper entry that I talked about for the armor itself. So there are 3 pockets in there. You can adjust where you want that armor to sit, but I like that they have external access, because if you get to work, if you get out to a restaurant or you're hanging out with friends, you can go ahead and remove the armor so it doesn't look like you're wearing riding jeans, even though these blend in so well. You can go ahead and pop that off if you want. Take them out, put them in your bag, and remove the hip armor just by sliding in there. If you add it, you can go ahead and remove those, so I do like that they've given you that option. Down at the cuff, I mentioned it before, you get a little pop of blacked out reflective if you roll the cuff. I like that they gave you the option. If you don't want it, you can just keep the cuff as normal. If you do want that reflective and that extra bit of safety while riding, you can go ahead and roll the cuff and get that little bit more protection in the riding position. And Norman, you can go ahead and turn to the back for me. Mid-rise when it comes to the rear yoke with double reinforced belt loops at the top, and I like the overall clean look of it. Double stitching at the seat, because this is a high prone area for slide. That's why they have that aramid reinforcement under there, and the hip and the knees. You get that because those are key areas that are probably going to hit the deck if you go down. One thing I'll call out, 2 top loading pockets at the back, and I love that they didn't add any extra, we call them butt art around here. Any sort of stitching that goes around. We used to see brands add flames, add skulls. Really cool in Europe, I guess. Here in the US though, a little bit more casual, doesn't stand out. It's a little bit more low profile, and a nice clean back design. You're not gonna see any seams or anything like that. The only exception would be little tacks in the back. That's what's actually holding that moisture wicking liner inside. So I like that they didn't add any extra seams to the front. They just added these back there to help hold it in position. So when you're taking them off or putting them on, it stays in a secure position there. You can turn to the front for me, Norm. But there you have the Lompocs. Again, CEAA rated fabric. You're getting that CE level 2 armor at the knee with the option to add it in the hip with a very Levi's casual look to the overall jeans. So I really dig these ones. It comes in the one colorway, punches well above its price point when it comes to these ones, especially when compared with other riding jeans on the market. So that's how I feel. I know Norman digs these. He's got a lot of stretch in them, a lot of movement, especially in the riding position. But if you have any other questions, go ahead and click that info button. That's going to take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews and see what other riders are saying about the new Lompocs. Or if you have questions on sizing or any other options, or if you're looking at the different ones in Street and Steel's line, give our customer service agents a call. They're all riders, happy to help you get set up for your next ride. I want to thank you for joining Norman and I and checking out the all-new Street and Steel Lompoc Riding Jeans. I'm Pat. I'll see you in the next video.